Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. For the last 2 weeks, Duggar Dillard has been regaling her acquaintances with stories about her relationship with Derick. She has decided to use the hope she gives to the internet as part of her healing process after experiencing a terrible loss in April of this year. Also, she loves to fill you in on the little things they do every day, like going grocery shopping and having family picnics. Many people paid attention when Jill recounted the story of Derick's proposal while filming was still underway for the show. Read on to get the details. One of the most recent updates that Jill shared on social media was the day she went shopping with Derick. They both went shopping for gardening tools to help her with her flower bed. We wanted some hardy flowers that will bloom all spring, summer, and fall, so we went with 2 kinds of petunias, purple and pink, and some yellow calabricoa flowers, said the former Counting On cast member. Having different flowers blossom in her yard at different times of the year was something she appreciated, she said. In addition to tending to her garden, Jill has started sharing healthy recipes with you. Her cinnamon rolls and Moroccan chicken and lentils recipes have recently gained her a large following. On the family's official website, she posts every single recipe. Duggar Dillard spoke at length about Derick's proposal to her as they were watching the show in a lengthy social media post that she made in response to recent events. The former Counting On cast member said that 11 years ago, she got engaged to her husband in the town center in Bentonville, Arkansas. According to Jill, Derick's proposal was already impressive, but the inclusion of a one-of-a-kind song that told the story of their meeting and love involvement really added to the magic. But when Jill revealed that they had to reenact parts of the proposal in order to get the right looks from the producers, a lot of viewers were surprised. The people helping to clear the area for the artists who would be performing there were unaware that it was Jill who was doing the cleaning. Thus she was blocked from entering the plaza, according to a humorous story Jill told. Jill said, "I was not aware of the precise location where Derick was going to make his proposal, but I had successfully convinced him to narrow it down to the month, and by that time, I was pretty much certain that it would be sometime on that day." Despite reaching a major milestone while filming the reality show, Duggar Dillard expressed reservations about working with her parents, especially Jim Bob. The ex-Counting On cast member claims that her father never compensated her despite the extensive filming time they spent together on the reality show. Jim Bob may go into trouble with the IRS after Jill and Derick claimed he had lied to them about their salaries. As a result, Jim Bob's rapport with Derick and Jill has diminished. Since leaving behind the strict reality TV lifestyle that her renowned family has been embracing, Duggar Dillard has been even more fearless in exposing the truth. Through her book, Counting the Cost, and subsequent interviews, Jinger has been able to reveal more about her upbringing in the Duggar household and her appearances on Counting, 19 Kids, and Counting On. Contrarily, Jill has just revealed something that has shocked her fans. Her videotaped engagement to Derick Dillard was not what it seemed to be. Many years passed as fans of the Duggar family watched films depicting Jill and Derick's love journey. From their first meeting, made possible by Jim Bob Duggar's efforts to play matchmaker, all the way up to their engagement, it seemed like everything was going according to plan. Conversely, Jill said in an honest conversation that Derick's proposal to her in Nepal was not entirely unprompted. "I was known it was going to happen from the beginning, but people think they saw this real, raw moment where I was genuinely surprised," Jill stated in an interview. "A performance was put on by us. Certain emotions were expected of us, and we were expected to strike certain rhythms. It wasn't a staged romance. In fact, Derick and I were madly in love. However, the show's creator staged the whole affair. The reality TV environment that the Duggar family occupies is almost perfect, yet her revelation adds another imperfection to that image. The fan base has long speculated that some events, like the announcement of pregnancy or the courtship, were staged for dramatic effect. At least in Jill's case, her remarks show that some of those worries were justified. There was a very strict code of conduct that I had to follow all through my upbringing as an adopted child of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, and this was especially true when it came to our sexual relationships. Not only were the courtship, engagement, and marriage not private milestones, but they were also closely monitored and tied to the family's ideas and television program schedule. Jill asserts that her whole life's major events were orchestrated, reshot, and allowed by her family to fit with their predetermined storyline. According to what Jill said, "We discussed how it would appear on the program when Derick and I were considering getting engaged. We were under some pressure to make it seem like everything was perfect. It had nothing to do with how we really felt. It was all about what I imagined would appear best on TV." Counting On and 19 Kids and Counting were more than just a record of their lives. They were actively shaping it, as Jill has candidly explained. "Finding a middle ground between our own emotions and the demands made of us was a challenging and frustrating process. It is my deepest belief that not a single one of us really grasped the gravity of our roles." Jim Bob Duggar's autocratic grip over the show and their lives has been widely publicized by Jill's spouse, Derick Dillard. He complained that the Duggar kids weren't paid enough for their time on Counting On and voiced his disdain of the show's financial arrangements. But according to Derick, their love was never scripted, even if parts of their engagement were planned. "Their engagement is the subject of this. It's true that we were aware of when and how it was going to take place, but that doesn't mean that it didn't hold a special significance for us," said Derick. "We wanted to savor every second of that time since our love for one another was so strong. Anything that necessitates collaborating with the producers is just another event in the world of reality TV." It wasn't the proposal per se that was the biggest issue for Derick. It was the constant pressure to change their relationship to fit the Duggar image and brand. "I don't regret proposing to Jill, but I do wish we could have dictated more details about when and how we could have told our story." After openly distancing herself from her family's ultra-conservative beliefs and her reality TV appearances, Jill has been more forthcoming about the challenges she had as a child. Since she started talking about the financial difficulties she experienced due to not getting enough money for her job on Counting On and the emotional toll that being in the public eye had on her, Jill has become an icon of strength and self-discovery. "When I think about it now, I can definitely appreciate what that moment meant to the fans," she said. "However, I find myself in a challenging circumstance. They were more of a show than just my engagement. Instead of being a character in the Duggar tale, I would have rather to have experienced it as Jill did." Many of her once loyal Duggar fans have taken a more critical view of the family's reality TV journey since she was so forthright. The once pure portrayal of a perfect, God-fearing family has been more and more cast into doubt as Jill and her siblings have grown more independent of their parents. Jim Bob, Jill's dad, is notoriously good at managing the family's reputation, but it's very unlikely that he'll be happy with her findings. Contrarily, Jill and Derick have made it quite clear that they value their own families, happiness, and authenticity more than the Duggar name. As Jill keeps telling it like it is, many are forced to question whether the fantastic events from the Duggar reality program were really staged. If something as personal as a proposal had been staged for film, what other possibilities might have been generated? Conversely, Jill does not dwell on the past because, well, it is the past. "Derick and I are happy, free, and raising our kids the way we always intended. That's all that matters right now. My whole being clings to the belief that our love was genuine throughout." From the life of a reality TV daughter to that of a vocal activist and author, Jill has gone through an unbelievable journey. While reclaiming her story, she is showing that the parts she is sharing now, on her own terms, are more real than the ones that were shown on television.